In 1336 BC, after 17 years of controversial rule, Akhenaten died. This coffin was only recently discovered to have belonged to the king, its face and royal cartouche hacked away. Inside was the body of Akhenaten. He was succeeded by a mysterious figure known as Smenkhare, and then by his son Thankyou. Pledging his allegiance back to the traditional religion, the boy king changed his name to Tutankhamun, or living image of Amun, moved the royal capital back to Thebes, and issued a restoration stela which commemorated the return of the old religion to Egypt. Old temples were reopened, priests established in their previous roles, and even given compensation for their losses under Akhenaten. Tutankhamun's premature death resulted in his successor Ai ruling for only 4 years. Following Ai on the throne was Horemheb, who had led the military under Akhenaten. In a violent attempt to distance himself from the Amarna period and return peace to Egypt, he ordered for all traces of Akhenaten to be eradicated. Now the people had deserted Akhenaten, its buildings were destroyed and used as foundations for new constructions elsewhere. The site was never to be built on again. All artwork relating to Akhenaten was defaced, just as he had attempted to deface all trace of Amun-Re before, and so his religious revolution had failed. A final backlash to the revolution was the removal of Akhenaten, Smenkhare, Tutankhamun, and Ai from the list of Egyptian pharaohs. Horemheb paved the way for a new dynasty and wanted to ensure this period was erased from Egyptian history. The truth that Akhenaten had set out to reveal was now once again hidden amidst new temples to Amun, reversing everything he had set out to achieve, both physically and spiritually. This did, however, allow archaeologists to discover rubble from temples to the Aten, revealing the legacy of the king to modern civilizations. The story of Akhenaten is intriguing for many reasons. First, his motivations have been widely disputed, ranging from a need to secure his own position of pharaoh due to the increasing power of the Amun priests, to the desire to return Egyptian culture and beliefs to that of the Old Kingdom. Then, Re was the almighty god. Pharaohs were seen as their living images on earth and buried in enormous pyramids that had towered over Egypt for millennia. Akhenaten certainly proved his authority during his reign, showing the true power of the pharaoh over his people, even if he wasn't a popular king. He did contradict his beliefs. For a king who did not believe in evil, he himself struck fear into the hearts of his people. And for someone who wanted to avoid war, he waged his own war against the priests of Amun. He did, however, have Egypt's best interests at heart. Inspired by his past, he wanted to restore the land to how it was when his ancestors were alive, and return the order that he felt had been lost along the way. He was, in effect, a victim of just that, the inescapable fact that things do change and nothing lasts forever. Egyptian culture and religion had changed, and his attempts to restore it to that of the Old Kingdom had failed. This fascinating event in Egyptian history emphasizes the power of their culture. Even now, it captures the hearts and minds of millions of people throughout the world. Thousands of years after his reign, Akhenaten remains the centre of many debates. He was regarded as a heretic by his people, a sickness to Egypt who had ruled without Ma'at. Nevertheless, he was a brave and strong-willed man who had clear and unique ideas on what he wanted to achieve. Whilst his religion didn't last, he was successful in emphasizing the power of the pharaoh, not only over his people but also the priests. Successive pharaohs were able to rule confidently, just as they had done in the time of the Old Kingdom, and the Egyptian Empire remained strong for many years to come.